What's up, y'all? My name is Sam, and I'm back with another Hornets trade. Dog, Jeff Peterson, the whole crew, cooking today. Cooking. All right, let's get into it. According to Shams, the Phoenix Suns are trading Jusuf Nurkic and a 2026 first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Cody Martin, Vasa, Micic, and a 2026 second-round pick. Boy. All right, let's start with the Hornets. The Hornets involved here. I'm a Hornets fan. This is a Hornets fan channel. And so let's talk about it from that point of view before we get into what's coming in, right? Cody Martin, former second-round pick in the 19 draft. He was one of the real shining stars of like the post-Kemba era, like with Kupchak during his run. Cody Martin was one of the guys that really like was a shining star when you look at the development, like the player development side. It's him. It was Jalen McDaniels. It was Nick Richards. Even Caleb Martin. I know he went and had greater success elsewhere, but he started here with his twin in Charlotte, right? And spending time between Charlotte and Greensboro. Cody, during his tenure here, he like exemplified like that hardworking wing, versatile wing, playing multiple positions, right? The 1, the 2, the 3, even 4 at times, right? A tough dude when he was on the court, right? Not afraid to take a charge, not afraid to defend a bigger player. Like Cody Martin's DNA is what you kind of want out of your rotational role players. The problem is from 2022 on, it fell apart. Like it fell apart. He fell apart. Just multiple knee and leg injuries back to back, right? And then right now he's dealing with a sports hernia. So I don't know how that's going to work as far as passing a physical to make this trade go through. But hey, Phoenix is doing this. And when healthy, Cody Martin, I've said it for years that Cody is a real NBA role player. And ideally, like a fully healthy version of him will definitely help out the Phoenix Suns. But the problem with Cody the last few years has always been his availability. And if he's not healthy, what you going to get? And now here's a shot when he's back and ready to play again to really play some meaningful basketball. And I'm genuinely rooting for him because he's a second round guy that got a second contract. So anytime you pull that off, like kudos, right? We've seen first rounders not get that second contract. So anytime a second rounder can do it, big dubs. For Phoenix, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, right? He has a non-guaranteed deal next year, just like Micic, who I'm about to talk about in a second. But they're not married to Cody Martin long-term if it doesn't work out. But salute to Cody, honestly, salute. Big fan of his game here, and I wish him the very best in Phoenix. All right, now, this other guy, Vasa Micic, all right? A guy from last year's trade deadline. Got him from OKC. He carried the load as the lead playmaker at the end of last season, right? With LaMelo out, Micic was starting, and you know what? Micic last year was all right. He was all right. He had the Olympics, and then he came back to Charlotte, and it all fell apart. One of the worst preseasons I've ever seen out of a veteran player. And then it bled into the actual season where he got benched. And not only benched, like relegated to the second row of the bench. He was behind the guys who were actually playing and guys who were hurt. It wasn't looking good for Meach. Not surprised he's traded. He was probably going into the season the number one choice to be traded, given the state of given his age profile, where the Hornets were heading, and his desire potentially to play with Jokic, his countryman, which is fair play. But he's going to Phoenix as of right now, as reported by Shams, and I'm happy for him, just like I'm happy for Cody. But I'm concerned, Phoenix fans. Vasa Micic has an incredible resume from Europe, from his time in Europe. Like absolutely solidified, certified. He's legit over there. He's been the guy on those teams over there. Here at OKC, at Charlotte, now in Phoenix, He's never going to be the guy, right? Unless someone's hurt. For Charlotte, when LaMelo's been out and Micic has had a chance to be the guy, the starter, the guy, the leading minutes getter from the point guard position, he's been okay. Like that's the better version of him instead versus compared to Micic coming off the bench. And that's my concern with him was like always about like all their teams, anyone trading for him shouldn't be trading for him to be a starter because that's going to be a downgrade of whatever you have over there. So I hope with Micic, when he goes to Phoenix, when he's playing behind Booker and Beal, etc., that he can like fully embrace that opportunity because he's a tough dude, like a really tough, like physically tough guy, a mentally tough guy. So I'm sure he'll be fine. But in Charlotte, it's been the Charlotte experience has been a bit pretty scary. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It was pretty concerning at times watching Micic play. But salute to him. Best wishes to him. Good luck in Phoenix. And then headed out the door from Charlotte, a 2026 second-round pick. That's fine. Charlotte has plenty of those to spare over the vast majority of the deals they've done, including the deal to trade Phoenix Nick Richards. Why? This is two separate deals. I don't know, but it's weird. It's really weird. But the Hornets need a center now after the Mark Williams trade earlier today. I made a video on that. Go check that out if you haven't already. But I probably should have said that at the beginning, but let's move. Nurkic coming back the other way. Now, this, along with the first-round pick, which is the main thing. Nurkic is owed $18 this year and then $19.3 next season. Then he's an expiring contract. There's like 80 minutes or so between now and the deadline. Who knows if Nurkic gets traded again, but pretty much, I think it's safe to assume that he's going to be the starting center the rest of the way. And then next year, like I mentioned in the Mark Williams video, with all of the first-round picks, this one now included, and if the Hornets ever want to get serious and bring in a real guy, this cap number plus 2-3 first-round picks can get you a real player coming back this way, right? Even Miles Bridges, if they want to move on from Bridges, his cap number declines. Like those numbers, with all the draft capital they have, the Hornets could bring in some new talent and get real exciting real quick. It could happen. Will it happen? I have no idea. This front office has been, and ownership has been pretty patient seemingly, and I don't know I don't know what will happen when they decide to flip the switch and really go for it. But as of now, Nurkic is the new starting center for the Charlotte Hornets. And it's something that I'm not exactly thrilled about. Obviously, I'm a Hornets fan. I'm rooting for him. I want the team to do well. I want the players to do well. But Nurkic is a guy I've never been a fan of, like watching him play. And the fact that Mason Plumlee, MV Plumlee, shout out to him, Hornets legend, outplayed him while he was in Phoenix, that's concerning. We're getting a guy who couldn't beat out Mason Plumlee. That's who the Hornets are getting. But that's not the headline here. The headline is a first-round pick. And I believe Bobby Marks just tweeted out some clarification on what that pick is. Not to make this more confusing, but this is what that pick is. Right? The Hornets are receiving the 2026 least favorable first of Phoenix, Washington, Orlando, and Memphis, turning Cody Martin and Vasa into a first-round pick next year. That's not bad. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And again, it could be packaged for something mixy later. Jusuf Nurkic, welcome to Charlotte. I'm glad to have you. Now, what happens between now and the deadline? All right. Deadline's at 3 p.m. It's almost 2 o'clock as I'm wrapping up this video. You got Bridges. I don't think he moves. I don't think they trade Bridges. You got Josh Green as a potential guy to be moved. I don't think they move Josh Green. For me, it was either Cody Martin or Josh Green. And with Connect coming in, it made sense to move on from Cody, right? Especially given the age. He's the older player. And Green's on a contract next year and the year after. So, hey, no rush there. But I think that's about it. I think everyone on the list to potentially be traded, I think, has been traded at this point. And even Mark Williams, who I didn't expect to be traded at all. It's a mad day. I'm here for it, though. I'm so here for it. If anything happens between now and the deadline, I'll be back later when everything settles down to do a recap. But Hornets have traded Cody Martin and Vasa Micic and a second-round pick for Jusuf Nurkic and a first-rounder next year. But anyway, stay tuned. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'll be back later. Until then, I've been Sam. You've been great. Peace.